What is going on YouTube and weight loss warriors? It's your boy C Dub and I'm back with another video. Today guys, I want to talk about inflammation and intermittent fasting and how it's impacted me. And I'm going to do it right after this. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy C Dub, and if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by today. I lost 125 pounds eating one meal a day, and today I want to talk to you about inflammation and how that has changed in my life through intermittent fasting. And so guys, I want to hop right into it, and I want to start by saying we've all heard inflammation can be helped through intermittent fasting. It's something that's said a lot, but a lot of people, will get into the science of it, and if you want me to get into the science of exactly what your body is doing, you can leave a comment. I'll make sure I get a video up on inflammation and the science behind it. But today I wanted to talk to you guys about my personal life and personally what it's done. And so if we just think about it logically without getting too sciencey about it, whenever your body is eating, it has to expend a lot of energy producing that food, or not producing, that's not the word, turning that food into energy or digesting. And so while your body is digesting, which is the hardest thing your body actually has to do, so while your body's digesting, it doesn't do a good job of fixing things. So we get inflammation. And inflammation can be a problem through soreness of weightlifting, it can be a problem through sicknesses, it can be a problem through injuries, and so forth and so on. But ultimately, what it does is it brings attention to that part of your body. And so when your body is sore, that is inflammation. And so in the soreness and in my particular situation, it's been mainly with my knee, guys. And for those of you that don't know, I hurt my knee practicing at a wrestling practice when I was 20 years old. And I caught a staph infection fixing my ACL in surgery. And that was before staph was even known. And it was a MRSA-resistant staph infection, which is even worse. And so ultimately, at the end of the day, I spent a year on IVs. And it destroyed my knee. So I ended up with a knee replacement before I was 34 years old, and I have never had a good knee. I have been in constant pain throughout the entire process, and even after the knee replacement, it was still bad, and then I got another knee replacement and a third knee replacement. So guys, now that you kind of understand just on the topic that my knee has not been in a good situation in 20 years, that is a lot of inflammation to do. It has a lot to do with that. And I didn't even realize that until just recently, that I no longer have knee pain. And I haven't had knee pain in about a year. And so why would that be? What is the case in the situation? And it's because I'm not eating so often that my body is able to take care of the pain in the knee. It's able to, reset there and go fix any issues that it's having, and therefore help me be able to get to the step goals that I have. As you guys know, I'm now walking 15,000 steps. When my doctor saw that, he's just absolutely blown away that I went from barely being able to move 2,000 steps a day without literally taking Percocet and sitting on a couch and crying, that my body has now naturally fixed that area. And of course the last surgery had something to do with it too. But it doesn't just stop there, guys. The inflammation has gotten better across the board. I will give you a good example. I've had a couple of incidences where I have tripped and fallen down, and for whatever reason my leg doesn't bend well. I'll catch it on a curb or something and fall, or at wrestling practice, and I've even done some wrestling with kids. And what will happen, and what has happened to me in the past, is I will be in here and I tripped and fell. I remember I was going to see the movie Deadpool, the original Deadpool movie, and I was walking into the movie theater with my big old tub of popcorn and my big large drink, and they didn't have the lights on in the movie theater. So I did not see that there was a step there. And so when I stepped off, my foot landed weird. It was on my leg that doesn't bend, and I hit the ground. Bam! I hit the ground so hard. And I remember that the manager came out, and he was trying to get me to sign some papers so that I wouldn't sue him. It was this crazy ordeal that day. But I'm going to tell you guys what happened to me as a result of that was I was not able to work for 4 or 5 days because of back pain. My entire back from my shoulders to my butt bone was just screaming at me at all times. I couldn't move out of bed very well. I couldn't get around. It was a huge problem. Now, I had a similar fall recently, just tripping, and hit the ground, and I felt the same feeling I felt at the movie theater. I thought, oh my God, I remember telling my wife, I said, listen, I'm going to be out for a period of time now. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be able to walk. And out of nowhere, the next day, I was okay. The very next day, the inflammation had already subsided. And I think that that's an important thing for all of us to understand. I now know I'll be throwing the football with my son, and I'll feel my elbow, boom, and I'll get that soreness in it. And in the past, I knew that arm's going to bother me for a week, 2 weeks, whatever. And now, it'll go right away. And so that's an important thing. I also want to make a quick note so that you guys understand that not only does inflammation happen there, but it also happens when you're working out. So in the past, when I would go into the weight room, I would come out of weightlifting, and it would happen a few times when I was obese. I would say, I'm going back to the gym. And I would get in there and I'd start lifting weights, and I would be so sore I couldn't go to the gym for weeks. That's kind of the soreness level that it would take. And now if I go to the gym, I barely feel it the next day. I know I've worked out because I can feel it a little bit, throughout my chest, but it's not so overwhelming that I'm like, oh, okay, I can't go back. And so that's an interesting way to look at it too, is it's going to help you on your recovery from your training as well. And the last note, you guys know that I play a lot of Pokemon Go, and sometimes we'll have these events where we do raids for 3 hours at a time, and I will walk, on a day like that, I will easily get in 10 to 15 miles of walking. And so walking 15 miles in a day, automatically I can feel the lactate acid building up the second I sit down. When I get home, and guys, the next day, I'm okay. My energy level might be a little bit lower than it normally would the next day, but the soreness isn't there. So those are all interesting things. Another interesting thing about inflammation is actually inflammation, a lot of people don't know this, but inflammation is one of the main causes of disease, and especially heart disease. It's inflammation of your aortas, and it's inflammation of your blood vessels, and your blood vessels throughout your body and in your heart. It also, guys, Alzheimer's can be caused from inflammation in your brain and the plaque buildup through inflammation in those situations. And so there is some science out there that says intermittent fasting does eat away at those. That's for you to believe or not to believe, but I'm going to tell you now that I feel like if my knee, which 20 years of pain, doesn't have pain anymore, and if when I get sore, the soreness subsides quicker, I have all the confidence in the world that right now my heart is storing less inflammation in it, and my brain is storing less inflammation in it. So guys, I think intermittent fasting is a very important tool that all of us can use for so many different ways. I'd like to find out what your thoughts are on inflammation. Has it helped your inflammation? Do you have chronic problems? Are they getting better? I know I've seen people that have better skin, they have less issues with that, and all that comes back to, again, inflammation, guys. So I just wanted you to let me know down in the comments below whether or not you are having problems with inflammation and if intermittent fasting has fixed it. Guys, I know you see it right over here in my face. I need you to click on it and subscribe. I appreciate it. Smash that like button, guys. Comment down below. I love the support. I appreciate all of you. I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.